Hello, this is Dr. Peter Rassicot, and this is the Introduction to Philosophy class. My name, Rassicot, is spelled, pronounced like the first C is an S, Rassicot, and I'm glad you could be with us for this September and October online class. The philosopher Oliver Wendell Holmes Sr. wrote, "Many people die with their music still in them. Why is this so? Too often it's because they're always getting ready to live. Before they know it, time runs out." And I hope that through this class you get stretched a little bit more to understand the greatness that can really be in your life. Oliver Wendell Holmes Jr. once wrote, "A mind that is stretched by a new experience can never go back to its old dimensions." And I hope that your mind is stretched by our time of being together. Let's look at the syllabus. If you have yours there, I want to go through these briefly. It's on page 5 of your syllabus under weekly assignments. Now, these weekly assignments represent 30% of your grade. The syllabus says that this is supposed to be a brief essay, and that's true, but 300 to 500 words is considered brief. So that's what I'm looking for when you pass those in. And you know the computer counts the words for me. I don't count each one. And then in your response to your classmates, your writing needs to be 100 to 150 words on a different text from the one that you reflected on. For example, in week 1, if you write on Plato's Apology, your responses to the other students needs to be on Deleuze and Guattari's What is Philosophy, or Richard Tarnas' The Passion of the Western Mind. Now, students in the past have shared with me that the essay, What is Philosophy, is very, very difficult. And just as your friend and guide, I'd like to say, please choose the others, because you're going to have a hard time with that essay. The picture up above my head there is Plato and Aristotle in the School of Athens. Secondly, your presentation. In that, you need to explain a philosophical idea developed by one of the philosophers covered in this course, and create a PowerPoint or a video, and your voice must be heard. Include a biography of the philosopher, his or her major texts and ideas, and a summary of his or her argument in the assigned text in this course. And that's due by 11:59 Saturday of week number 2. And David Hume is the gentleman that's above me on this slide. It's called the Jovial Philosopher. And when we get to look at him, you'll understand why. Thirdly, I want to talk about your response papers, which are due week 1, week 3, and week 5 by 11:59 p.m. on a Saturday. These response papers are 800 to 1,000 words long. You cannot write your response paper on the same text that you wrote your reflection essay on. In this response paper, write a summary of the philosopher's argument and your own assessment of that argument. Okay, so if you have any questions on what that means, please write to me and I'll be glad to clarify as much as I can. The philosopher above me smoking the pipe is Jean-Paul Sartre, and we'll be studying him also. Next is your movie review. This review needs to be 800 to 1,000 words long. Analyze and explain the philosophical ideas of the movie. Relate this film to some of the philosophers already studied. Show how their ideas are introduced in the plot. And the review is due week 4 by 11:59 p.m. on Saturday. The earlier part of our syllabus is incorrect. It is due on Saturday, week 4. And the picture above me, if you are unfamiliar with that movie, is The Matrix. That's one of the choices that you have for doing your movie review on. Fifthly is your final exam. And I know that seems like a long way away, but 6 weeks will go by in a blink. Your final exam is worth a maximum of 200 points based on the content of the course, requires the creation and defense of a philosophical argument based on the philosophical problems we studied. And these are the 5 areas: philosophical anthropology, who are human beings? Epistemology, how do we know what we know? Philosophy of religion, is there a God? A lot of you will be interested in that section. Ethics, how do we live justly? And political philosophy, how do we form a just society? And that's due by Saturday night, 11:59, week 6. That's our final day of class. And St. Anselm is the gentleman above me looking up to heaven. And probably a lot of you will want to do that as you're studying philosophy. You'll say, God, why am I here? What am I doing here? But here you are. And lastly, I want you to look at Hoot Me. If you go to this button and click on Control, that'll take you to Hoot Me. Or if you go to this line and click on Control, that'll take you to a website that explains Hoot Me to you. I am really looking forward to our time together. I think it'll be enjoyable. And your personalities will all come out in your writing, which is a good thing. And I'm so glad we could be together. I hope your 6 weeks is a stretching and enjoyable experience. Thank you very much.